time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. In the late 70s and early 80s, I was buying up a label called Stiff Records. I loved that label. Now, this label was out of the UK, so for me to get the records, I would have to buy them as imports. And I would go down to Milwaukee, where we had quite a number of record stores that sold import records from the UK. Well, in 1981, I bought a single on Stiff by an artist by the name of Dave Stewart. I never heard of Dave Stewart before, but because the record was on Stiff, I had to have it. There was a guest vocalist on this record as well. This guest vocalist was Colin Blunstone. Colin Blunstone was the lead vocalist for the Zombies. What's the song? The song is What Becomes of the Broken Hearted. Well, I get the single home, I put it on, and it blows me away. It is just a great song. But it's like, I've heard this before. This is not new to me. This has got to be a cover version of another song. I didn't realize that this was a cover version when I bought it. I just bought it because it was Stiff. Well, it turned out that the song, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, was actually released by Jimmy Ruffin in 1966. So that's where I must have heard it, because it got to number 7 on Billboard's Hot 100 singles chart. And in 1966, I was listening to a lot of top 40 AM radio. So this song must have come on. I must have heard it, must have liked the melody, must have liked the words, but I just really didn't remember what it sounded like by Jimmy Ruffin. But I know I love the version by Dave Stewart and Colin Blunstone. It's just fantastic. Well, the Dave Stewart version in the UK got to number 13 on the UK singles chart. So it was a major hit for Dave Stewart for his first pop single coming off the prog rock scene. And he did quite a number of singles after that with a young lady by the name of Barbara Gaskin. They became partners and recorded quite a number of albums and a whole lot of singles. And we may cover some of those in the future. But I thought it'd be fun to listen to Dave Stewart and Colin Blunstone doing a cover of the Jimmy Ruffin song, What Becomes of the Broken Hearted.
There's a song that's come into the top 20, it's at number 17, and it's terrific. It's Dave Stewart with Colin Blunstone and What Becomes of the Broken Hearted.
Okay, before we get into Colin's vocals, very heavy keyboard. So maybe I didn't mention this, but Dave Stewart played keyboard in the prog rock bands he was in. So he thought he'd take that same type of instrumentation and put it into pop music. And so he brought the heavy keyboards into the songs he did as pop songs, as you can hear in this song right here. It starts out with the heavy organ, then it goes into the piano. So a lot of keyboard in here. The other thing is I love the beginning of this song. I love the ooh, where they're sort of humming out the song in the beginning. I just think that is really cool, and I think most versions of this song have that in there. So it's what was probably written into the original version, but I just really love that. So I'm going to start this over. We're a minute into it. Let's just start it over and catch Colin singing the song. His voice is just pure on here.
There's a song that's come into the top 20. It's at number 17, and it's terrific. It's Dave Stewart with Colin Blunstone and What Becomes of the Broken Hearted.
This land of broken dreams, I have visions of many things, but happiness is just an illusion, filled with sadness and confusion. What becomes of the broken hearted, who had love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind, baby. The roots of love grow all around, but for me they come tumbling down. Everyday heartaches grow a little stronger. I can't stand this pain much longer. I walk in shadows, searching for light, cold and alone, no comfort inside, hoping and praying for someone who cares, always moving and going nowhere. What becomes of the broken hearted, who have love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Help me, please.
Oh man, his voice is just pure on here. I think that was the thing when I put this single on the first time I heard it, and this is a long time ago, but the first time I put the single on and I heard those keyboards, I thought, well, this is kind of different, this real heavy keyboard, though that was what was coming out. I mean, there's so many keyboards bands coming out, Soft Cell and Orchestral Maneuvers and Simple Minds, and there was so many of these bands coming out that were keyboard driven, Gary Newman and Tubeway Army, and this was a little bit different, though. This was really pop-generated keyboards, but it sounded so cool. But then Colin Blunstone started singing. It was like, wow, listen to this guy's voice. And then he gets into the refrain, and he just takes over that refrain. He's got such a pure, sweet voice. And like I said, he was the singer for the Zombies, so you can kind of hear a little bit of the Zombies in his voice. It's just fantastic. I think that's what really sold me on this song was Colin's voice. It was just fantastic. Let's keep on going.
Who have love that's now departed? I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Help me, please. just to find someone who cares. I've been looking every day. I know I'm gonna find a way. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I will find a way somehow. I've been searching every day. I know I'm gonna find a way. I've been looking everywhere just to find someone who cares.
Okay, and there's the picture sleeve to the single, What's Become of the Brokenhearted by Dave Stewart. They actually had two different picture sleeves for this single, and of course I had to buy both of them. It was the same record, just two different picture sleeves. This was the original one I bought, and then there's a second one that has kind of a little art thing on the front of it. But great song. It's a great song, and it's amazing how many cover versions of this song are out there. I took a look at the cover versions website, and there are just a ton of cover versions by artists that you wouldn't have never thought of that had done this song. So I'm probably going to do a couple more of those in the near future, because there's some great people. Like Boy George does a version. You've got Paul Young doing a version. You got Tom Jones doing a version. Junior Walker from the All-Stars doing a version of it. Just all kinds of wonderful artists doing cover versions of this song. But to me, this is like the best cover I've ever heard of this song. I just really love how they use the keyboards. It's all keyboard driven. There's no guitars. There's no drums. It's just all keyboard based. And then you've got Colin doing vocals, and his voice is so sweet. I just love his voice on this song. The instrumental break is kind of interesting too, because they have the female electric piano player playing, and she's just playing, one note. She's just playing one note, one key over and over and over and over, and then you've got the synthesizers keyboards playing in the rest of it, and then the one keyboard comes in and takes over from the piano and gives a little bit more of a interpreted instrumental break, you could say. But I just think the whole thing is done so well. It's just such a cool song, and who would ever thought that you're going to take this song and make it an electronic song? And like I said, Dave Stewart then went with Barbara Gaskin. They met up. And she does the vocals, he does the electronics in it, and they do a lot of other cover versions. In fact, the second single that Dave Stewart put out, and that was with Barbara Gaskin, is It's My Party. And it's a great version of that song. They take these old rockers and they electrify them, and they add so much to them, and they're just fun to listen to. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed Dave Stewart and Colin Blunstone doing a cover version of What Becomes of the Brokenhearted. Big hit for them in 1981 in the UK. So if you like this, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any comments about Dave Stewart, Colin Blunstone doing the song What Becomes of the Brokenhearted, put in the comments below. That'd be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to this video, which I thought was pretty good. It must have been from a British TV show, and then somebody took a remastered version of the song and laid it on top, because it sounded really clean. So I thought it was a good video. I'm going to take a link to this video and put it in my description below. So if you want to watch it again, without me interrupting it, just click on that link. It will open up and play for you all the way through. I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded this video, because I thought they did a really nice job. And I'm going to put that link in my description below as well. You can click on that link and check out that channel. There might be some other really cool videos for you to watch on that channel. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, hey, we're playing all kinds of cool music here. You gotta subscribe. Just go below this video, below the title of the video, and hit that subscribe button. And you'd make me very, very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. So I want to do this song. I kind of want to start out What Becomes of the Brokenhearted with this version. And then as we move through Driving with Todd in the next couple of weeks, I want to do a couple more of cover versions of this song, because I just think it's such a great song, and I didn't realize how many cover versions were really out there. So this put a huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a huge smile on your face, and peace out, baby.